I want to thank you all for coming out today. I wanted to talk to you all about college basketball's dumbest rule. I hate this rule. It is considered the one and done rule. This is a nice PowerPoint slide I made. I'm sorry I couldn't get it up on the TV, but I did make you all handouts to follow along with. Hopefully you enjoy these little handouts. One for you, one for you, and one for you. And to my audience watching, I will forward you a copy of the PowerPoint presentation as well. Okay? You can just follow along with me. College basketball's dumbest rule, the one and done rule. First off, does anybody know what the rule is? Nobody knows what the one and done rule is? The one and done rule is a rule that's in place in college basketball that allows a kid out of high school, actually forces him to attend a year of college or take a year off completely from basketball until he hits the age of 19. Now, most kids will go to school during this time so they can, continue on their career path as being a professional basketball player. The only kids that do this rule are the kids that will have an NBA, which is National Basketball Association, career in the future. You don't see kids who aren't going to do that go to college and leave after 1 year. Now, I have a lot of problems with this rule. Like I said, you have to be 19 in order to enter the NBA draft. Most players coming out of high school obviously are only 18 years old. They have to wait a year. My biggest problem with this rule is that it's pointless. It doesn't help anybody. It hurts college and universities big time. It hurts the players themselves. It hurts the college themselves. Okay? And that's what takes me next. But who actually controls this rule that is actually in place? It actually isn't college. It's not the NCAA. Who actually controls this rule is the NBA themselves. They're the ones who establish this rule, and they're the ones who force this rule upon the kids. Which is, to me, makes no sense because, I really don't like how it's done. This rule was first implemented in 2005, so it's not very old. Back in the 90s, you didn't see players come for 1 year and leave a whole lot. It just didn't happen. They would go straight pro and continue their career from then forward. Okay? What is the effect of the one and done rule? Well, colleges have to adapt to this rule, especially your big schools. It has changed the way coaches have to recruit. Coaches now want the superstar. They want that superstar, but they know they're only going to get them from 1 year. So how do they recruit? You can't recruit all the superstars on one team. It's very hard because then you have a team that's very inexperienced. I see that right now with my favorite team, Kentucky. Very inexperienced team. So it makes it very, very difficult for that. It also makes it very difficult for colleges to graduate players. Because if you have 5 players on your team that are going for 1 year, they're not going to graduate. It's going to hurt your graduation percentage per player. It's going to kill it. And I think this has changed college basketball for the worse. Notable teams that use the one and done rule. You obviously have your big ones: Kentucky, Duke, Kansas, North Carolina, Louisville, Cincinnati. These are all teams that have used this rule and recruited this way. The biggest one is actually Kentucky, notable for actually having 10 one and done players in the last 4 years, which is kind of incredible that they've had that many. It's hard to get all those players to come in one school, but all these colleges have had these players come and only come for 1 year. What can be done about this rule? The rule could be extended. Perfect example is college football. College football has a 3-year rule. You have to go to school and play college football for 3 years. Big reason is for health. The players are teenagers. They're not nearly as big as adults. Your body grows until I think you're hit the age of 25, somewhere around there. Your body's constantly growing and changing, so they don't want the players to get hurt. However, another benefit of that 3-year rule is you can reach a degree in 3 years. You can get a college education in 3 years. I've seen basketball players do it in the past. Patrick Patterson for Kentucky graduated with a degree from UK in 3 years. He went to UK all 4 years, but his final year he did not go to school because he did not have to attend because he graduated. Or the rule could be taken away altogether, which personally that's probably the best one. Rules being extended, I already touched on that. I think it would really help colleges and universities get up that percentage of graduates. A lot of players who would be forced to go 3 years may not leave after 3 years. You got one more year of school left. And a lot of degrees are 4-year degrees. You got one more year of school left. Why not finish it out? It really may help persuade a kid to actually go that final year and graduate with his degree. And that helps out everybody in the long run, because what if the player gets hurt his first year in the NBA? What if he gets hurt and it's over? Then he's paying for his school. He's paying for a new career path. This would ensure the education for the child and make sure that he would make it in life regardless how well he did going professional. And now, sorry, I'm losing my voice. Effects of taking the rule out completely. This would change a lot for the recruiting, for coaches, making it a little bit easier on them to recruit. A lot easier on players to make a decision. You know, you wouldn't be wasting your time with recruits. Coaches would know where to go to get the players. They wouldn't waste their time. You know, the teams, a lot of players in today's world are really good, and yes, they can go pro. And, you know, it keeps the universities from wasting their time with them. And I really think this would be the right way to go, and it would really help potentially players who would never make it in the NBA be something in the level of college basketball. You have several players now are good enough to play college basketball, will never play a game of their life in the NBA, that play for littler colleges, Wichita State, colleges like that of that degree, who don't get these one-and-done players who start and they have a nice college career, but you could give them an opportunity to play with the powerhouse schools, the schools that they dreamed of when they were kids. You know, they would have the opportunity, not just because, you know, oh, I'm the best player out there on the market, I have that opportunity. It's just because they've earned that opportunity to go there more than anything with schooling and playing the best they can. It really could help them get that role and be a better person. And my final question to you guys is, whose side are you on? Do you agree with this rule, one and done rule, that I believe is ruining college basketball, or do you side with one of my two statements on whether it should be extended to 3 years or whether they should abolish it altogether? I definitely think it should be abolished altogether. I would accept if it was extended 3 years. I do not believe this rule should be in place right now. I do not believe it should go on. And I believe that we need to take a turn for universities, for the kids, for the families, and for everything. And like I have in my nice little PowerPoint presentation, what would Grumpy Cat say? Nope. Thank you.